All right.
And
Clinical psychologist describes how she diagnosed her with two personality
So this is we call her Law 2. We call her Dr. Mommy.
Okay.
The fun fact about Dr. Mommy is that as soon as she put on her glasses during her testimony, Amber Heard put on her glasses as well.
Okay.
But it just so happens that at the time when she did that, the psychologist was talking about how people with weak personalities who have personality disorders mimic people because they have no sense of they mirror them, right?
Yeah.
So as she's talking about that, Amber Heard is doing it, and the next day when she came into court, she put up her hair just like her hair is right there, just like the psychologist's hair. Yes, yes, it was insane. This is Dr. Mommy here.
Ms. Heard suffers from the personality disorders that you identified.
So there was information that supported it from multiple sources. I conducted testing, including one of the main tests that I used. She obtained scores that were consistent with those diagnoses. And then I also, there was evidence of those diagnoses in her records and in her self-report. The self-report would be things that Ms. Heard indicated to me specifically. So there were a couple of characteristics that she noted in her self-report that were consistent with these personality disorders.
Pause real quick.
Was actually
number one, I'd smash. Number two,
no, 100%, bro. Anyway, if you say you will not smash, you're capping, right?
Yeah,
now,
that's true.
Wait.
But number two, yeah.
Come on, bro.
The psychiatrist.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, of course.
But the more important thing I want the people to know also, so that we stop this, we don't get hit with the fair use crap. But I want to say this too, guys. Keep in mind that the psychological community, the psychiatrist community, is female dominated.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I want y'all to understand that. So you have a fellow female diagnosing this chick that she's fucking crazy.
Yes.
Okay.
This is rare
because I'm telling y'all right now, the clinical psychologist world is extremely biased to the guy. Why do you think people like Jordan Peterson get hated so much?
Right.
Because he goes against the grain. You know, who's the other guy?
There was the one guy
from Colorado.
Yeah.
The psychiatrist from the family.
I forget, but he had to back out a little bit of talking about it because he was getting too much, like catching too much fire.
Yeah. I forget his name. Someone in here is going to put
Sean Smith.
Yes, Sean Smith.
But even Sean Smith had to back away from it because he was getting too much heat.
Yeah.
He was at risk of losing his license.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. And I want you guys, and the reason why I say
especially
this,
about talking about hypergamy, he was about to lose his license.
Oh yeah,
hypergamy.
100%.
Like that was what they're going to get him on.
So I just wanted to illustrate to y'all that the psychiatrist community in itself is gynocentric in nature. So the fact that this woman is on here going against the grain, saying, "Yeah, no, this bitch is crazy." This is huge, guys. This isn't just like a regular diagnosis because she's incentivized to take Heard's side, bro, in this situation, and she's like, "Nah, this bitch crazy." So continue on.
My own behavioral observations of her based on her self-report. So one of the hallmark characteristics of histrionic personality disorder,
HPD,
is sort of a overly dramatic presentation. We call this impressionistic speech. So it tends to be very flowery. It uses a lot of descriptive words like magical, wonderful, and it can go on for quite some time, and yet it really lacks any substance.
You want to pause it real quick here?
And you're left.
So hold on, guys. Hold on. Do you hear what he just said? Magical thinking, flowery language, lacks any substance. Bro, how many girls are you going to diagnose with that?
Bro,
wow.
On every single panel when we do our nighttime show, I would argue that maybe at least 25 to 50% bare minimum have some kind of trait like this where you ask them objective questions and they can't give you an objective answer. It's like some kind of ambiguous, open-ended answer.
But I feel like,
but I feel like
it should be this way because my feelings tell me the vibe is this way, and over time it may happen. I just hope it's gonna happen.
And I'm a Libra, and Mars is rising right now. So
accountability? What is that?
Yeah, like
bro, I can't spell accountability, much less.
And I've said it before, bro. People get mad when I say this shit, but I literally, men must live in a fact-based reality. Women get the privilege of living in a fucking Disney fairy tale, bro, because a lot of the time women's deficiencies are not reinforced by reality. For example, a crazy bitch like Amber Heard, it took her getting sued by Johnny Depp for people to finally go ahead, peel the layer back and figure out, oh, this bitch fucking crazy.
Well, she was actually the one who was the psycho here. Like, now look, let's not, and this trial has shown, and we're going to see, Johnny Depp had some drug issues. Like, he definitely had some drug issues.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, no doubt. But it's also Hollywood. I mean, come on now. Like, Hollywood has been full of drugs forever. If I told you, Myron, like people, there was a big controversy because in DC, one of the senators said, "Oh well, you know, the other senators are having parties with cocaine and hookers."
Mhm.
Does that surprise you that politicians in DC are having cocaine and hooker
Not at
parties?
all.
Exactly. Same thing with LA. You know, and
Yeah.
we're here in Miami. You know, growing up, I saw a ton of drugs growing up here in Miami.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yep.
not normal.
It's a
Like
culture
not
thing.
yeah, it's normal in Miami and in LA, not in normal middle America. Certainly not in Fairfax, Virginia,
Yeah.
where this is happening.
So yeah, I mean, I just want to let y'all know, bro, is that like a lot of girls are able to get away with like fuckery because guys aren't going to challenge them. Like it took a goddamn trial of the century right now for y'all to see that someone that a lot of women look up to, by the way, Amber Heard,
Still
is
even.
fucking crazy. She's out here telling people, "Oh, I'm a feminist and all this other fuck shit or whatever," and she's out here abusing this motherfucker and all this other stuff. Bro, a lot of girls are like this, man. A lot of women are like this. They're running around and operating in a Disney fairy tale, man, and society accepts it.
Yeah.
And it took a fucking psychologist, a trial of the century for y'all to see even their idols are fucking crazy.
Wow.
So let's continue on.
Keep it.
Shout out
Right.
Xena.
She at least admits it.
Or what the answer is to the actual question. So that occurred a number of times. And it also represented the quick shifts you'll see between emotions. So she would suddenly be one way and then she would become very animated or very sad. And when people are displaying these emotions with this personality disorder, there's a sense of shallowness to it. People who are observing them will feel like it's almost play acting, and they might not be able to put their finger on it. But part of it is because of the rapidness with which the person can switch emotions, and also the lack of substance. They don't really refer to, "I feel this way." They might describe emotions, they might describe events, but very rarely, and Ms. Heard did not say, "I feel vulnerable." She never really indicated a vulnerable feeling of her.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So that's again a bunch of red flags here, guys. That's like a bunch of red flags. So you guys need to think about if you're dating a girl, you see a girl who has this pattern of thinking where they're not taking any responsibility, they're not having a self-identity, they have no identity of self, they can't give objective answers to anything. It's all woo-woo magical thinking. Like these are extremely big red flags.